Hello, my friends. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hope the sun is out. Hope it's nice and warm for you. Hope you had a good night's sleep, a great breakfast, and you're ready to face the day. We're going to continue talking about probability. And remember, probability is simply a way of predicting how likely something is to happen. And if you'll remember, when we were talking about experimental probability, we were talking about the number of times something happened over the number of experiments. We're going to start talking about theoretical probability, which is a little bit different. But just like with like with experimental probability, we need to know how many things did happen or can happen. And the way we can do this is by writing out what's called a sample space. And a sample space is simply a list of all the possible outcomes of an experiment. And what's highlighted here is what you're going to copy down. So a sample space is a list of all the possible outcomes of an experiment. And there are many ways to write out a sample space. We're going to talk about three. One way is to make a simple list. One way is to use the rectangle model, and one is to create what's called a tree diagram. And let's hop right into that. So let's say that we are going to talk about making a simple list. And this is going to be sample number 1 in your work. Sample number 1. And let's entitle it Make a List. So let's say that our experiment is flip a coin. Our sample space, the list of everything that could happen, is either heads or tails. Let's say we roll some dice, so we roll one die. So our experiment would be to roll a die. And the sample space, again, just a list. What are all the things you could roll? A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Last one. So an experiment could be that we choose the name of a school day out of a hat. So our sample space could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And when there's just a few things that can happen, writing out the sample space of a list like this is a really easy way to take care of that job. But when things start happening in combinations, that's when it gets tricky. And that's when using a rectangle model or a tree diagram can be most helpful. So let me show you what I mean. We're going to work on sample number 2. And let's say you won some kind of a contest and you are going to choose a bag of a ticket or tickets off a table. There might be 1 or 2 tickets in your bag. And the ticket or tickets could be to an art show, to the ballet, to a soccer match, or a museum. So what would be all the different combinations of numbers of tickets and places to go to? So one way to do this is with that rectangle model, and here's how that works. I'm going to write this vertically first. I've got 1 ticket or 2 tickets. And I'm going to kind of make a T-chart like that. So I could go to the art show. I could go to the ballet. I could get tickets for the soccer match. or I could get tickets for the museum. And the way this becomes a rectangle model is like this. So I've really just set up a table for myself full of rectangles for me to write down all the possible combinations. So I could get one ticket to an art show, right? That's one thing that could be in a bag. One ticket to an art show. I could win one ticket to the ballet. I could get just one ticket to the soccer match. Or I could just get one ticket to the museum. Better, I hope I would get the bag that has 2 tickets to the art show, or 2 tickets to the ballet, 2 tickets to the soccer match, or 2 tickets to the museum. How many bags of prizes were on the table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are all the possible outcomes, and the total number that I could get is 8. There are 8 total possible outcomes, or let's use the word combinations here. And that's the rectangle model. Let's do another one together. Let's see. And you know what? Let's do this on lined paper. I think that might be better for us. So if you don't have lined paper with you, let me have you pause the video and go get yourself a piece. And let's do it like this. Let's write our options for the subject that you might choose, and then a break that you might choose to take. So what are the combinations of subject area and a break that you could choose? So you could start with math, ELA, or World Geo, or I should say, and you can choose from resting in the hammock after your work, taking a bike ride, having a snack, or just playing and running around outside. And it's actually much easier to do this with lined paper. Should have probably had you do this from the get-go, but that's okay. So I could have chosen math and then a rest in the hammock. I could choose math followed by a bike ride. I could choose math followed by a snack. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm just abbreviating math and then hammock. Math and then bike. And then my last option, if I choose my math first, is to do math and then go out and play. So I could choose to do my ELA first. So I could do my ELA and chill in the hammock. I could do my ELA and go bombing around on my bike. I could choose ELA and have a scrumptious snack. I could do ELA and then play for my break. And then of course with World Geo, it's all the same break choices. So I've got World Geo and then the hammock, World Geo and then a bike ride, World Geo and then a snack, or World Geo and then I'm going out to play. So each one of these represents a different combination of a subject area and a kind of break. So what is the total number of possible outcomes here? Can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 possible combinations. Okay? I'm going to get you started on one more, and I'm going to have you complete it on your own. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. So use the rectangle model to write out the sample space. A small cafe offers 2 kinds of greens for sandwiches, lettuce or spinach. So I'm taking that first option that I have and putting it in my first circle. For a second sandwich topping, it offers sprouts, avocado, or grated carrot. So these are my first choices. Here are my second choices. What are all the possible combinations of greens and a second topping? So to get started, I'm going to say that I could choose lettuce or spinach. Then I could choose carrot, avocado, or sprouts. I'm going to fill in my rectangle. There we go. So you are ready to fill in all the possible combinations and then tell me how many total possible combinations are there. And then you'll be done for the day. So give it a whirl. Please let me know if you're having any trouble at all. Hope to see you at the next Zoom office hours. And I hope you really enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, kids.